Arteta is just gonna hit to address the media in like 2 hours back. He's gonna hit to obviously hint onto very many important things that you guys need to be knowing about here onto the Rokani Media Football. This is the Arsenal News Show, strictly talking Arsenal, and hope you guys are really having fun. Headlined by Gabriel Magalhaes doubtful for the Villa tie. Shocking story coming in through from the side of Arsenal, and one fly on the wall. First released this story 4 hours back, and it was the first question raised to Mikel Arteta no sooner had he gone ahead obviously commence his press conference. Continue to subscribe. We've already gone ahead to hit 20,700 subscribers, and now we want to hit 20,800 subscribers. Can we really continue to subscribe? Lower right bottom corner is the place to be. Smash the black button that has the word subscribe, and smashing the notification bell. That will enable you get notified every time I upload a video onto this channel. Saka, is he still fuming after that would be penalty denied to him? Then Arteta has also gone ahead to issue the update about the missing Villa players like Douglas Luiz, Aboba Kamara, Jacob Ramsey, and very many others. Rokani David is here to obviously take you through this. The Muslims, Juma Karim, I think it's done. Juma Karim is done. Barakallahu fikum. And to the Christians, we thank God for the gift of life, and may He continue protecting you abundantly. Now, earlier today, a story came in through from the source known as Corner Him. He uses a handle known as Tiki Taka Corner, and he's one of those flies on the wall that I got here to trust. He has never really hit a miss when it comes to Arsenal and the news he offers us, especially from the training ground and very many others. We've gone ahead to get an update from him that Gabriel Magalhaes was not spotted in the team training today with Arsenal. That is it. And Arteta, no sooner had he gone ahead obviously hit the press conference, he was asked on if Gabriel Magalhaes will be fit after missing part of the training. He said, "We've got one more day to prepare for the match, and we'll see tomorrow if everybody's available." That's what Arteta went ahead to say. But it's really very annoying and disgusting, you can say agitating, when it comes to these players of Arsenal. And this central defense has gone ahead obviously sink in, and they've gone ahead obviously offer lots of things together. So as it stands, it's all about Gabriel Magalhaes coming in through to obviously put in a shift that is really well known. Him and Saliba have gone ahead to see to it that their side has gone ahead to be unbogable when it comes to obviously conceding goals, and they've been tight in there for you. But on the other side, it might be a blessing in disguise that Arsenal should test a new centre-back pairing. I tell you, Arsenal might test a new centre-back pairing of Jakub Kiwior and Saliba, because I've gone ahead to let you know that I think Jakub Kiwior just needs a chance to play in the central defense. Most of the chances has gone ahead to get this season has always been on the left back, but he's not a natural born left back. He's a natural left-sided centre back. And if I told you an Arsenal fan, there are certain things you'd like to experience, because you'd love to see him play or partner alongside the lad. But is Mikel Arteta brave enough if I told Gabriel Magalhaes misses out the game of Villa to obviously get Jakub Kiwior into the central defense in a game of this magnitude? I doubt. I think all what he will do is get Benjamin White, partner him with Saliba, get Tomiyasu play him as a right back. I think that's what we'll do, because he needs to really keep shape, because Saliba and Benjamin White started the first games of the season. Remember when Thomas Partey was being played as a right back? You know, you cannot rule out that even he can go back to that formation of really having those two into the central defense of Arsenal. But I would like to let you know that he's the kind of manager who wants to play with the left-footed player on the left side of the central defense. So is he going to really try it out? And trust me, it might really work out to pay dividends for the side of Arsenal. And if you've ever gone ahead to see Saliba partner with Kiwior once in the last game of the group stages, I think when they're playing against PSV, it was Saliba and Jakub Kiwior into that central defense. So for me, I'm really excited about how Arteta is really gonna go on this. But it's very worrying that he is gonna hit to miss out on part of the training session. But we wait and see how he recovers, because last time he was ruled out of the game of the international break, that is Brazil versus England, Brazil versus Spain, and went ahead to make a very huge return when they're playing against Brentford. So when they're playing against Man City, he showed up, he lived up to the expectation, kept a clean sheet, and the two beasts went ahead to build what we call a Berlin Wall, a brick wall in there for you, and Man City couldn't obviously go past it. And you wouldn't like to see it that in the dying minutes, in the dying games of the season, 7 to go, you miss out onto Gabriel Magalhães. Remember last season, it was the same instance that Arsenal went ahead to lose out on William Saliba. You understand? And they went ahead to obviously implode. But I don't think they are going to implode this time around, because they're having Tomiyasu can play in the central defense, Benjamin White can play in the central defense, Julian Timber can play in the central defense, Jakub Kiwior can play in the central defense, even Declan Rice can play in the central defense. So they're having very many options that can come in through and really sit in into that position to see to it that all goes well as planned. So I think Arsenal shouldn't get worried, you know. They can really get in another centre-back partnership that can really get them out of this. And going away to Bayern Munich, I think they can find a better partnership to obviously kill off the game in the best way possible. But for they shift Benjamin White to the right back position, it will be one of the biggest undoings of the manager, because Benjamin White has just gone ahead to get him an assist when they are playing against Bayern Munich, and you never know when they are playing out at Allianz Arena, he might be very pivotal in obviously creating one more chance to give Arsenal a step forward in qualifying for the semi-finals of the Champions League. Then Arteta on if there are any other injury hangovers post Bayern Munich. He said, we have some, but hopefully with another day, we are going to be okay. So we don't know exactly which other players are really injured, but he's saying they're really having some. And to me, I take this as a mind game. I see Arteta playing a mind game onto Unai Emery, but I think Arsenal is Arsenal. At Emirates, they're really doing well. They're really winning games for fun. And I think it's another one they're going to go easily past. You know, I don't see this team coming out, obviously, stop them and really giving them what we call a very hard game to obviously play onto that final game before they obviously face the side of what's the name? Before they obviously face the side of Bayern Munich Wednesday next week. So we all remember Saka left the stadium fuming to the referees as to why they never went ahead to give him a penalty. Arteta has been asked on if Bukayo Saka has calmed down after Tuesday night. He said yes, he looked fine this morning. He's had 48 hours to think about it, and it's done. So Saka was fuming because he thought that it was time for him to obviously get a penalty, score a winner for Arsenal, and then represent for the club of Arsenal. And that's why he went ahead to fume at the referees. And the referees were like, it's done and dusted, to show you that it never really made sense and held water. Even VAR never went ahead to call in for us to really review it. And this is how Saka was pleading to the referees, and he was fuming. And I've always told you that Champions League football is Champions League football, and the referee found it as a cheap penalty, like he did when Gabriel Magalhaes went ahead to obviously get hold of the ball with his hands, yet he had gone ahead to blow the whistle. Sorry about that. He had gone ahead to blow the whistle to start off the game and went ahead to hold that ball. And trust me, it was a penalty. It was a penalty, but it never really went ahead to obviously be given as one. So I think what calmed down all that narrative, whether Saka's penalty was a penalty or not, it's because of how they got to see that scenario of Gabriel Magalhaes. And after they got to see that scenario of Gabriel Magalhaes, it was like, all right, tit for tat. If that penalty was given, Bayern would have gone ahead to score 3, and maybe Arsenal would have gone ahead to score 3, because you cannot underestimate the penalty takers of both sides because, they rise up to the occasion. So Saka has gone ahead to sleep over it. He came back with his head very cool and focused onto the game of Aston Villa. But Saka is in a very epic form, scored against Brighton, scored against Bayern Munich. And I know on Sunday he's going to be onto that score sheet as Arsenal takes on Aston Villa. Then Arteta was asked onto how the players are dealing with the pressure. The pressure is there, that is it. And he said, I think it is just motivation. I think they've lived it already and they are super excited about what we are doing and the way the team is performing. Winning matches and they want more. We know the task, the challenge ahead of us and how good we have to be to win it. But we are going to try. If you watched my match preview, I came out and really gave you a hint of how much pressure Arsenal is going to be having come Sunday. Tomorrow, Man City is playing at around 17 hours, and if at all they win, they go on top of the Premier League table. And on Sunday, it's Liverpool playing at 16 hours. If they win against Crystal Palace, they go on top of the Premier League table, and Arsenal will have a lot of pressure that two teams will be ahead of them. For the very first time, you're going to see the table change 3 times in the final third of the season, because we are really having 3 teams in a 3-horse race. That is really very important, and that shows you how much pressure Arsenal is going to be bearing. Why is Arsenal playing on a Sunday? Because Aston Villa went ahead to obviously play on Thursday as they beat Lille in the UEFA Conference League by 2-1. So they needed to rest to see to it that they do the needful. Arsenal has gone ahead to rest a lot, and they will be getting ready to obviously do the job for the side of Mikel Arteta. And we wait to see how that is going to pan out at Arsenal. But he says the players don't even mind about that. All what they are looking at is the task ahead. They want to challenge the teams ahead of them, and they want to give them the best of the best that they really deserve. So this is the Rokani Media Football, and let's see what we summarize this episode with, and then we're going to come up with another segment of Mikel Arteta talking a little bit of Arsenal, Julian Timber in the mix, and very many others. Now, lastly, he was asked onto the missing Aston Villa players. He said, we always try to use things to our advantage. We don't know what they are going to do, and that's nothing we can control. They still won last night, and they are really a good side. So we know the danger, and we know our strength as well, and we will try to do what we have to do to win. So Arteta is not taking anything for granted, because he knows that a team like Aston Villa can come out without Douglas Luiz, Boba Kamara, Jacob Ramsey, and really turn up on the night. So he's not really giving any chances. He wants to obviously tell the team that we are really having a very huge task ahead of us. It's not a molehill. This is a mountain to climb, because Aston Villa can annihilate you on its good night, because of the quality players they have up front. Oli Watkins, he's having close to 16-17 goals this season in the Premier League with some good assists. They're having Leon Bailey. There is this other guy, Moussa Diaby, very good players, talented, and really living up to the expectation for the side of Aston Villa. So he has said they'll try to use that to their advantage. And okay, obviously, if you're an Arsenal fan, you wouldn't like to obviously take on Aston Villa, and they're having Boba Kamara, Jacob Ramsey, and Douglas Luiz. Douglas Luiz has 10 goals in the league. Is it 9, 10 goals, and I think 9 assists? It shows you how a big miss is going to be on the side of Aston Villa, and how the side of Arsenal is going to really walk through the park, because he is one of those that went ahead to score against them last season and made it hard for them to obviously live up to the expectation. So I understand what Arteta is saying. If you really have the same eye lenses that I'm really using to obviously watch this, you'll obviously believe in me that it's an easier side to face than that had Douglas Luiz. That would have gone ahead to have that trio of the midfield, because those three are really deadly and dangerous. So I call upon for your reactions into Gabriel Magalhaes, doubtful for the Aston Villa tie, in the comment section below. Who do you think should be partnered with William Saliba if at all Gabriel Magalhaes fails to pass the lead fitness test? Then come up and really talk to me about Bukayo Saka coming down, and do you think it's going to be really pivotal in the game of Arsenal versus Aston Villa? Arteta, has he gone ahead to give his players the better advice to calm down on the pressure as they really look through what we call the title challenge, with two teams going to be ahead of them if at all they win before Arsenal comes into action on Sunday? And lastly, do you think Arsenal is gonna have an easy job or a lightweight job against Aston Villa, because they are missing out on all those players we're gonna hit to mention? All that and more into the comment section below. Continue to subscribe to this channel. We want to hit the magic number of 20,800 subscribers, and I want by the end of this week for us to have hit 21,000 subscribers. May the living to God bless you abundantly. The Muslims, Barakallahu Fikum, hope Sitat is taking you well. Those 6 days, I hear that they are really very important than the 30 days of Ramadan. I don't know, I stand to be corrected. My Muslim viewers on this channel, please continue to feed me in, such that next time when I come here, I'm really well conversant. But I've known that for years. I don't know whether they went ahead to obviously misfeed me with information, but that's what I hear. I'm out. Bye-bye.